get you ready for your stem cell therapy. This is a huge choice that you've made because stem cell therapy is a cutting edge medicine. It's something new. I know when I first got mine almost 4 years ago now, I was freaked out because I said, no one's done it. I don't know if I'm gonna have a goat that grows out of my shoulder or what, but I'm telling you, it was the most miraculous turnaround that I've ever seen in my own health. I got better range of motion, better strength than I even have in my left shoulder that hasn't been injured. So you're setting yourself up for a much bigger, better future, one that's healthier, better joints. Whatever treatment we're doing, we may be doing intravenously for you, we may be working on your lungs for nebulizer, but Ryan and I want to make sure that this becomes one of the most impactful experiences of your life when it comes to your health. So a couple things that we're going to cover today is how to prepare for your first visit, and then we're going to talk about what the visit actually entails, and then what to do after this visit. So let's start about how they can prepare.
Great. So one of the most major things that we want to have you prepare for is for 3 days before you come in for your stem cell injections, not taking any NSAIDs, which are non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs. That includes things like ibuprofen, aspirin, acetaminophen, things of that sort. What they do is they push down the inflammatory response in the body. Now I know that sounds like it's a good thing because it reduces your pain, but it's also hiding the inflammation. The one thing about using the stem cell injection is that for a short amount of time, it's going to create an inflammatory response at the site of the injection so that the body can start healing itself better than it was before. So not using the NSAID is going to be really important for 3 days before your injections.
Yeah, that's going to be key. The other thing that we want to get you prepared with is you don't need to bring someone to drive you. A lot of people ask us, am I going to be drowsy? Is it going to be painful? We filmed my entire procedure, and I've had stem cells 3 times now, and it's I can talk through the entire thing, but you're going to want to plan to be here for about an hour and a half to 2 hours, because when you come in, what's going to happen is you'll meet with our medical providers, and we're going to get everything mapped out so that we know exactly where the injection is going to go. And that process takes a few minutes. Then the stem cells are at 80 below, so they're cryopreserved. Now the stem cells we use, you're going to get some of the best supply that we've ever found, because you're going to get cytokines, you're going to get the interleukins, you're also going to get hyaluronic acid, so you get some lubrication there. And then the other factor that you're going to get is anywhere from 1 million to 3 million live stem cells that are going to be growing over 250 days. So we have to take those stem cells. The timing is very essential, so please show up on time, because once they're thawed out, then we've got to inject it and get it into your body quick, because the stem cells are very vulnerable to the external environment. Now these are stem cells that have never been exposed to the world. They haven't been exposed to toxins, to chemicals, and they're very bioactive, very biodiverse, and so we don't use a bunch of synthetic sprays. We don't anesthetize you, but what we can use is a substance called ethyl chloride that kind of numbs the skin.
Yeah.
And so when you get the injection, the procedure itself may take 2 minutes. It's very simple. Once we've got everything marked out, we've got everything prepped, we make sure that we're all on the same page, and then after the treatment, then we come and give you acupuncture. So it could be Ryan, could be myself, could be one of the other practitioners here. But why do we use acupuncture after we do the stem cell injection?
Right, so what we'll have you do after the injection is to stay immobile for at least 20 minutes. And what we're doing is that we're giving the body and the cells a nice stationary platform to adhere to. Because this is physical medicine that we want the stem cells and all the other parts of the injection to stay in one spot. So if we do the knee, we want them to attach and stay there. So we have the body relaxed there. And we use the acupuncture because we know that it increases circulation, sometimes up to 200%. So we're increasing the blood flow to that area. Because the stem cells are going to be increasing the healing response, we want to send new fresh blood flow, oxygen, and nutrients to that site, so to give that injection all the help it needs.
Yeah, one of the most interesting studies that has come out of Harvard within the last 2 years, it actually shows that acupuncture, one of the mechanisms behind it working is because it mobilizes your body's own stem cells. And so you're going to be getting acupuncture directly after the cells are injected, and then we're going to follow up with you once a week for 4 weeks. The purpose of that is so that we can continue to provide nutrients, to provide blood circulation like Ryan talked about, and it's actually going to optimize the way that the stem cells behave.
Right.
One of the things that the labs have told us, we've been doing this therapy almost 4 years now, but we get better results than most clinics out there because we utilize acupuncture. We're also going to utilize something called nutrition. So what are some of the things that our patients can do on their own when it comes to nutrition?
So what we'll do is we'll give you some guidelines on anti-inflammatory food protocols. So we like to use something called the Bulletproof Roadmap, and these are foods that we know create less inflammation in the body, help to keep the body clean, help to metabolize things so that the waste products aren't heavy, and that will give your body the right conditions for healing. You know, we know how important nutrition is for health and for healing in general. When people have a clean diet, their injuries heal faster, their cuts heal cleaner, you know, their colds last less time. So we want to use food as a key source of healing in this process too. So afterwards, we'll give you some guidelines, and every time you come in, we can keep checking in about those food guidelines. This may be new for a lot of people too, using food as medicine. So that's what we excel at as well.
Yeah, and I think you're really going to like it. We don't want to deprive you of anything, but just to give you a warning, we're going to ask you to get rid of excess sugar. That means not a whole bunch of fruit either, because there's still sugar in fruit. We're going to ask you to probably give up some grains, maybe gluten. There could be some other grains. And then we're also going to ask you to eat more vegetables. We like you to eat around 1 pound of vegetables a day. Put in some healthy fats. We may recommend you do some turmeric or ginger or some type of boswellia, some natural anti-inflammatory. We also would recommend, you know, using some collagen. So collagen can be a great way of helping restore those joints. If you're coming for an autoimmune condition, there's going to be other things that we'll want to do as well. But you're going to be set up for this perfect environment for the stem cells. And I think the final thing beyond nutrition is, what's your mindset like? Because one of the things that stem cells are is they're very neutral. They don't have an assignment yet. And so the better the vibrations are in your body, the better you're feeling, the better you're thinking, your overall outlook on life will impact the stem cells. Now, I don't have any peer-reviewed studies on that, but just looking at the basic science and the biology behind a stem cell is you want to put in the best genetic imprint you can. And you're going to have 250 days. So make this a complete health transformation, not just a singular event.